Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be hanging out right here in Marietta, Georgia. You've asked for it, I am listening. We're going to be here in Marietta, Georgia today, so stick around throughout the whole video. I'm going to give you a full tour of the Marietta Square. We're going to talk pros and cons, we're going to talk statistics. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So if this is your first time here on the channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Raymond and I am a real estate broker here in Atlanta. And this channel is everything Atlanta, Georgia living, where we talk about the pros of cons and living in certain places. In today's video, we're here in Marietta, Georgia. I'm gonna give you a nice little stroll and walking tour of the downtown Marietta Square. We're gonna talk statistics, and finally, we're gonna wrap it up with a pros and cons section, where I'm gonna be giving you my top pros and cons of living here in Marietta, Georgia. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the actual tour of the city of Marietta downtown square. Probably one of the better squares, honestly. Probably one of my favorites, especially outside of McDonough. So McDonough is one of my other favorite squares, but again, this is all about Marietta today. So before we get into that, let me give you some statistics about Marietta so you can know a little bit more before you do this full tour of downtown. So we're going to start with some statistics. First of all, let me tell you, Marietta is located 20.5 miles northwest of downtown Atlanta. So that's not that bad. Marietta is the county seat for the county of Cobb County, Georgia. What that means is essentially all of the county government buildings are located in the city of Marietta. Literally right behind me, you'll find the Cobb County Courthouse, where you will handle all of your court and judicial affairs, as well as your property taxes and things like that for the county of Cobb. I think are down here as well. They do have two government offices. Cobb County is kind of a little different. They didn't put all of their government buildings right here in Marietta. They have some on the other side in Austell as well. But nonetheless, that is the location, 20.5 miles northwest of downtown Atlanta. Okay, so let's talk population, demographics, Marietta, Georgia, right? So the population here in Marietta, Georgia is 61,527,000 residents and climbing. Marietta does have a positive growth rate of 0.36% year over year. So things are looking up for the city of Marietta. Let's talk about the racial demographics and how things are broken down racially here in the city of Marietta. All right, so the resident demographics are as follows. 15.7% of the residents are Hispanic. 84.3% are non-Hispanic, and that breakdown is as follows. 55.18% white, 30.49% black, 7.8% some of the race, 3.91% two or more races, 2.59% Asian, 0.66% Native American, 0.8% Native Hawaiian. Okay, so that is a pretty diverse makeup, especially for the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia is about 52% white and about 30% black, and about 9.5% Hispanics. So, and I think it's about 5% Asian. So when you look at the state diversity, then you have to kind of compare that with where we are. And so statistically speaking, Marietta is a fairly on par with the state of Georgia when it comes to their racial demographics as well. So, all right, guys. So now that you know a little bit about the racial makeup here of Marietta, Georgia, let's talk about some important other statistics here. The first one is going to be the median household income here in the city of Marietta. Comes in at about $85,402. The median age in Marietta is a whopping 35 years old, so a relatively mid-age city. And the ownership to rent ratio is as follows. 42% of the residents own their homes here in Marietta. 58% of them rent their homes here in Marietta. The median home listing price is $435,000. The public school system here in Marietta is Cobb County, which is ranked amongst the top 5. And the city of Marietta schools is not ranked per the CCRPI report of 2019. So Cobb County schools is going to be the better option if you are looking to move to the city of Marietta. So that's going to be kind of the outside of the city limits area, okay? And the nearest interstate here in the city of Marietta is going to be Interstate 75 and Interstate 285. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin our walking tour of downtown Marietta. Let's do it.
my mind go wild. A pack of wolves inside, tearing through my chest so loud. Can you hear my heart right now? This is bigger than a crush. Embers falling around me. Really think this could be love. Ooh, only one I'm thinking of. Always electrify me. Yeah, you really keep me up all night. All night. All night. This is bigger than a crush. Really think this could be love. All night. Only one I'm thinking of. Yeah, you really keep me up all night. Ooh, moonlight. Ooh, moonlight. Can't believe I found you, baby. Come alive. Loving you like we're dancing in moonlight. Wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night, wrap me up all night in the moonlight. Wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night, wrap me up all night in the moonlight. You look so good, it hurts my soul. No, I can't deny the way you pull it. Ooh, moonlight. Ooh, moonlight. Can't believe I found you, baby. Come alive. Loving you like we're dancing in moonlight. Look at what you did, I'm slipping on it. Yeah, I'm all in, I must admit it. Ooh, moonlight. Ooh, moonlight. Can't believe I found you, baby. Come alive. Loving you like we're dancing in moonlight. Oh, wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night, wrap me up all night in the moonlight. Wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night, wrap me up all night in the moonlight. Let me know you're all mine. Touching you, I collide. Into space in your eyes. Touching you feels like ooh, moonlight. Ooh, moonlight. Can't believe I found you, baby. Come alive. Loving you like we're dancing in moonlight. Oh, wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night, wrap me up all night in the moonlight. Wanna waste our time, wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night.
All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that tour of downtown Marietta and the square. So let's talk about the pros and cons of living here in the beautiful city of Marietta, Georgia. So living in Marietta, Georgia, pros and cons start right now. All right, so let's begin with the pros of living here in Marietta, Georgia. So my first pro that I want to share with you is the schools. Marietta, Georgia is amongst the Cobb County. Well, let me start like this. Marietta, Georgia has 2 public school districts. If you live in the city of Marietta, within the city limits, likely your students will go to the city of Marietta schools, okay? If you live outside of the city limits, but in the unincorporated portions of Marietta, Georgia, your students will go to Cobb County schools. Now, which one of those districts are the better district? The answer is simple. The county district is performing better than the city district at this time. So Cobb County Public Schools is ranked amongst the top 5 public school districts here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. The city of Marietta is not ranked amongst the top 5 nor the top 10. It falls somewhere between top 10 and 15, well, between 10 and 15 in the rankings per the Georgia Department of Education CCPRI report. All right, so if you're looking for unincorporated portions of Marietta, you're going to have great school districts. Like I said, you know, Cobb County is one of the best school districts here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Based on performance as far as college readiness. They also offer that International Baccalaureate program that I speak so much about, which is basically a curriculum. It is a diploma type, right? So when you're on that curriculum, you're going to be getting, or your students are going to be getting credits that can be used internationally. So if they want to go and study in Italy, or if they want to go and study in Nigeria, or wherever, you know, they want to go, they will be able to take some of those credits that they achieved in high school with them to that international university. Okay, so Cobb County does offer that. Okay, so pro number 2 is simple: shopping, entertainment, and dining. You're gonna have all of those at your fingertips living here in Marietta, even in the city limits, to where you're not having to go outside of the city of Marietta to find those things, which is very attractive to those who want to find a location and actually be able to become a part of that community in every essence of a community, versus like living in Marietta but spending your time in, say, Mableton or Austell, right? You don't have that fear of not being able to find certain things here in the city of Marietta. You're going to be able to find those things very easily, and they're great, honestly. I mean, you have some great local mom and pops eateries. You have so much, even right here on the square. I'm going to show you, you're going to see a lot of restaurants right here on the square. You're going to see the theater right here on the square. So you do have access to that. As far as shopping, like boutique style, you got a lot of opportunities for boutique style clothings, boutique style shopping just in general. And then you also have close proximity to a mall as well. Cumberland Mall is on the southern edge of Marietta. Not too far of a drive outside of the city limits. So everything you need, you can find right here in the city of Marietta when it comes to shopping, entertainment, and dining. So that's definitely pro number 2. So now pro number 3 of living here in Marietta, Georgia is going to be small town with a big city attitude. And the reason I say that is because Marietta, Georgia is very popular. It is not one of those little suburban cities that nobody has ever heard of. Likely you are watching this video because you've heard of Marietta, Georgia from somebody, right? You didn't just stumble upon Marietta, Georgia. So I categorize that as a small town because it is 61,000 residents. Is not a lot of residents at all. So in general, Marietta, Georgia is not that large. It's a very small footprint. The square miles I'll put down below as far as the city limits, so you can see the proximity of the size of it. Very, very small city indeed. Dobbins Air Force Base, which is an operational base. You get a lot of military here, as well as some iconic things like the Big Chicken. The Big Chicken is one of those things that people are familiar with. So I'll go ahead and flash a picture on the screen now so you can see that. That is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's one of the first KFCs here in the state of Georgia. So very iconic. It has been a landmark for years. So when you're giving directions in Marietta, you'll say, yeah, it's right past the Big Chicken, right? So you definitely get that sentiment as well. So very popular indeed. Pro number 4 is simple, and that is going to be the proximity to the interstate. Marietta, Georgia has a great proximity to the interstate. Interstate 75 is just probably about 5 miles right off the square. And with you being on Interstate 75, you can actually connect probably within about 3 or 4 miles south from that interstate there right at the downtown Marietta exit to Interstate 285, which is our perimeter that takes us around the Atlanta metropolitan area that will connect you beyond the city of Marietta. So great proximity when it comes to interstate access. as well. And then Marietta, Georgia do have public transportation here by way of Cobb County Transit, which can move you around pretty comfortably, the county, Cobb County, as well as the city of Marietta. So great proximity for interstate access to connecting you from Marietta to other places that you may want to venture to. So definitely a positive sign or a positive thing about living here in the city of Marietta. Okay, finally wrap it up with the cons. I only have one cons of living here in Marietta, Georgia. First con, and the only con of living here in the city of Marietta, is going to be the real estate costs. As I said in the beginning of this video, the median home listing price here in the city of Marietta, Georgia is a whopping $435,000, okay? $435,000 is the median home listing price here in Marietta. So that is almost $100,000 over the average here in the Atlanta metropolitan area of $375,000. So again, so that in itself is a component of living here in the city of Marietta. You have to be willing to pay to play. Now, as you saw, a lot of the residents here in Marietta actually rent their homes. Only 42% ownership rate. So, you know, there are some qualms to that. But again, the first con and the only con is the fact that the real estate is relatively expensive compared to the metropolitan average of $375,000. But besides that, Marietta, Georgia is a great place to live. I would consider recommending it to you if you are thinking about moving to the state of Georgia. I would definitely tell you to consider the city of Marietta on your list. If you enjoyed those pros, definitely consider the city of Marietta. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked any aspect of this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Also consider subscribing, because this week I'm going to be dropping 2 other videos about Marietta. So this is the first one of the edition for this week. The second one is coming up, and that's going to be a real estate tour where we're going to be taking a look at a lot of real estate here in the city of Marietta and the unincorporated aspects of Marietta, Georgia. So you definitely want to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because more is coming about the beautiful city of Marietta, Georgia. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing in advance. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video, as well as living here in Marietta, Georgia. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.